everyone, Saki here and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I wanted to talk to you guys all about vintage designer bags. Now, I don't have the biggest vintage bag collection by any means, but I do really prefer buying pre-loved bags over brand new bags. And I thought it would be fun to share with you all of the vintage bags that I have and also kind of talk to you guys more about it. So in today's video, I will be showing you all of my vintage bags along with sharing with you the pros and cons of buying vintage, where to buy, how to authenticate, and also how to store vintage bags to good condition. So if you're interested in any of those things, please stay tuned, and also please subscribe to my channel if you're new. My name is Saki. I make videos every single week about cute and luxury fashion, and as you'll be able to tell from this video, I really love designer handbags. So if any of those things interest you as well, please have a look around my channel because I think you'll really like it here. Alright, before we get started, I just want to address one thing, and that is my hair change. I haven't changed my hair in like over a year, and I just really loved my old like split hair thing that was going on, but I don't know, I just kind of felt like it's being overdone now and I wanted to change, so I decided to do this. It's kind of like a split bang kind of thing, I guess. So yeah, my hairstylist and I came up with this and I really like it. I think it's so cute, and you know, it's a change, and yeah, I'm just super happy with it. Let me know in the comment section down below if you like it as well. Alright, let's get on with the video. So first thing that I want to talk about is actually a little disclosure, because I know I will get a lot of comments about this. I always do, but a lot of the bags that I have are actually 15 years old. I know that's not like super old or anything, but I'm calling them vintage because just in terms of quality and also the fact that they've lasted 15 years, I just think they're in like the realm of vintage. So if you have a problem with me calling these 15-year-old bags vintage, I'm sorry. That's just how I classify them in my collection, especially because they stand out from the rest because they are so old. So yeah, just quick disclaimer for the people that I know are gonna comment down below about it. Anyway, so I think I will just go actually from the oldest to the newest bags in my vintage collection, and it's so funny because, well, I have one that's from 1992 or 1991, and then the rest that I have are from 2004, which is so creepy because I even have like two brands to show you, but I think 2004 was just like the year of pink bags. Alright, so the first bag that I want to talk to you guys about is actually the oldest in my collection, and that is my 2 Series Chanel Pink Classic Flap in lambskin leather, and I'm pretty sure this is from 1991 or 1992. I like to say that it's 1992 because that is the year that I was born, and it's just so cool to have like a handbag from the year that you were born, so I say that it's from that year. This medium flap is actually the exact same design as the ones that they do now. It's the exact same size and everything, so although this bag is like 27 years old, it is still very classic, and you can wear it to this day. So the front looks like this. I will go over some of the things that I've noticed about it that has worn a lot with the bag. The first thing that you can notice about this bag is that all of the quilting has flattened. This is a lambskin bag, and I do feel like the quilts on these bags flatten faster or flatten more like prominently, I guess, and it's just the natural process of the leather, so it doesn't bother me. The other thing that I noticed right away is that there is like a huge crease on the front part right here. It kind of like caves in a little bit, but honestly I think that you can kind of combat this by putting an organizer in there. I have one of these felt organizers. I'm pretty sure I bought this off of Amazon or Etsy. I will link one down below for you guys if you're interested, but these actually really help maintain the shape of your bag. You can also stuff it with like air paper or with a pillow or something, but I personally love these the best because they are also functional, so I highly recommend that you buy these for your bag if you are worried about it losing its shape. Opening the bag up, you can see that it is the exact same design as a classic medium flap right now. Now I've done something kind of strange with mine. I actually put this like cardboard piece of paper inside because I noticed that when the bag was sitting on my shelf, it kind of like drooped a little bit, and I just really wanted it to like stand more straight. So I actually cut like a piece of cardboard paper that is like the exact shape and size of the front part of the bag, and I put it in there so that when I put the bag down, it kind of like stands up a little bit more straight. So I guess that's one pro tip. If you do have a bag that's a little bit droopy or a little bit less structured, you can try that. One thing that I did want to mention though is that some of these stamping on Chanel bags on the older versions are a little bit different. So for example, there is the Chanel stamping right here, but the made in stamping is actually on the front flap right here. So they did separate those two stampings, whereas in the newer bags, they do have them like right next to each other. So just keep that in mind if you are looking for vintage bags. And mine actually did come with the authenticity card, which is super amazing because I can't believe somebody kept this for 27 years and didn't lose this card. Another thing that I did want to mention is that the gold hardware on this bag is like like the vintage like yellow golds, as you can see from the logo right here, and it also has the little stamping that does indicate that it's like the 24 karat gold or whatever. So yeah, that was my 27-year-old Chanel bag, the oldest bag in my collection. I just love it so much. Now, like I mentioned before, all of the next bags that I'm going to show you are all from 2004. So the first one that I want to talk to you guys about is actually my classic medium flap in the caviar leather. And it's funny because the 3 Chanel bags that I do have from this year are all in this leather, and I just freaking love it so much. This is honestly like my favorite pink color of all time, and I just love this collection so much that I literally want to collect every single piece from it that I can. This is going to be the exact same bag as the one that I showed you, so we won't go through everything again because it'll just be repetitive, but I did want to mention again that this is the like yellow gold hardware, although I will say that this one seems a little bit more yellow. I bought this bag actually from eBay, and I paid a crazy price for it. I actually paid like almost retail price for this, and I made a whole video talking about how I was kind of upset about that, but after I made it, a lot of people were commenting saying that, you know, I had really wanted this bag and it's in such amazing condition that I really shouldn't think too hard about the price of it, because really it brings me joy, and what is the price on joy, right? And yeah, I use it all the time. It's probably one of my most used bags, and it still looks really great. All right, the next bag that I have to show you is actually my Chanel Vanity case from 2004 as well. It's in the same pink color. Like I said, this is my favorite pink of all time. I was actually really surprised about this bag because I got it for an amazing price. I got it for about $700 on eBay, and I know so many people are skeptical about that because eBay is kind of sketchy at times, but I got it authenticated, and trust me, it is real, and it just happens to be in amazing pristine condition. Now, Chanel did bring back this design in their most recent collection. I attached my own like a chain to it just on these little leather parts in the top. I kind of wouldn't recommend this if you are using it as a handbag, because if it does get heavy, I'd be worried about the stitching popping here, but I've just been using this for like outfit of the day pictures with nothing in it, so I felt fine doing it like this for now. But actually, if you do want to attach a strap, I've been doing this with it, where I've just gotten one of my twillies. So here is a Louis Vuitton twilly that I have, and I just wrap it around the handle a couple of times. It's a small handle, so you don't have to do it too many times. So maybe just like that, and then I tie a knot on the twilly and then kind of use it like this as a strap. So far this hasn't really damaged my twilly, but like I said, I don't really stuff this too much. I mean, it's a pretty small bag, so you can't really stuff it that much, but yeah, I kind of carry it like this when I do use it as a handbag, and I find that it works really well. So that is an idea for you if you are looking for one of these. I mean, these pop up on eBay all the time. If I find some of these bags for my video, I will link them down below for you guys if you are interested in buying them. All right, when you open it up, it just looks like this on the inside. Very plain with a wipeable interior and one single pocket. So yeah, just a very cute bag. I mean, it's really a novelty at this point because I don't use it as a handbag that often, but I love it so much, and I just love how cute it is. All right, the next bag is actually this one right here, and this is my Chanel bowler bag, I believe that's what it's called, and to me it looks like a luggage piece, so I actually do use this if I go on like a weekend trip or something where I don't need to carry that much. And I honestly kind of just bought it because it was again about $700, and that is just a crazy price for Chanel. It's not in the best condition, so I kind of understand why it was priced so low. It just looks like this in the front with the Stitch CC logo again, and then on the back it does have this pocket. Now, where you can see the most significant piece of wear is actually on the handles. So the handles have kind of cracked. I don't know if you can see it, just like right here along the glazing, and then they also fall back like this. I'm pretty sure originally they just stood up like this, but because the leather is so worn at the handles, they kind of just like flop down like this. Opening it up, it's just one big hole with a fabric lining. Now the fabric lining on the inside is kind of like stained to hell. Like there is just so much staining, but it's on the inside, so I don't really care. And then there is just one pocket in the back as well. So as you can see, it's pretty spacious, and I mean, I'm the type of person who doesn't really pack too much to begin with when I do go away on trips, so this is perfect for like a weekend trip or an overnight trip to like a friend's house. I mean, I brought this over on a sleepover once, so yeah, I just think that this is really handy to have, and like I said, I just love these pieces so much. I don't mind just having them in my collection. All right, moving on, I do have two Dior pieces to show you. The first one is going to be this Dior, what do they call this? This is like the Dior Trotter print Boston bag. That's what they call it. It's actually the exact same size as a Louis Vuitton Speedy 25. So I kind of bought this as an alternative to the Speedy 25 because I really wanted one, but I'm not a huge fan of any other Louis Vuitton print besides the Damier Azur. So I kind of felt like I wanted something a little bit different, but I will have to say that there is still a lot of like cracking on it. I mean, this bag didn't wear too well. I think it's because these leather parts are more of like a patent leather, and you can see that the leather has cracked a little bit. Well, I don't know if you can see it, but there are definitely cracks in here. It doesn't come with a strap or anything, so you do have to hold it by the top handle. On the inside, I actually do have an organizer in here, and it is an organizer for the Louis Vuitton Speedy 25. And then there is a little Dior tab on the inside that has the serial code, which says it's from 2004. See, this is what I was saying. Like, 2004 must have been the year of the perfect pink. So I wish I could go back and like buy all the pieces that I could from this year. So yeah, just a really cute bag. I actually bought this for $200. Yes, it's so insane, but I mean, it's not in the best condition, and there is some discoloration on the like top part as well, but I just love the way that this looks. And like I said, it's a great alternative to the Speedy, and it's totally more my style, so I'm just so happy to have this. All right, and then the last two bags that I want to talk to you guys about is actually these two Lady Dior bags. This one is from 2004 and this one is from 2005. This is actually my mom's, that's why it's black, but I did want to show this on my video because I am selling this for her, and I also wanted to go through a couple of things with you because I did actually get this restored from Leather Surgeons as well, so we will talk about that in a second. But first, I just wanted to show you guys my Lady Dior that I have, and like I said, it's from 2004. It's in lambskin leather with silver hardware. I actually got this one from What Goes Around Comes Around New York City. I actually really overpaid for this. I spent about $2,000 something on it, and I feel like I see these all the time afterwards for about the $1,500 to $700 mark, so I'm a little upset that I did overpay for it, but I do really love it, and I think the condition is really good. The structure has lasted pretty well. As you'll be able to see, a lot of the Lady Dior bags have kind of a concaved structure where they go in like this, but I think mine has kind of kept its structure pretty well. The quilts also haven't really flattened, and yeah, it's just in really good condition for how old it is. So the opening is going to be where it has the most wear in my opinion, because it's so tight that I always scratch my fingernails on it, so there are a lot of scratches along the zipper right here. And I just wanted to show you really quickly, Dior does have authenticity cards. So the Dior authenticity card looks like this, and on the back it just has this. This is actually where the sales associate can fill out the information about the store and the date that you purchased it. This is not as well known as maybe Chanel authenticity cards are, so I did want to show you just in case you were curious. But yeah, that is my bag. I did have a modern Lady Dior that I did sell recently, but the only difference that I noticed in it is that the older straps are not adjustable. They're actually really short, and you can probably only use them as a shoulder bag. Alright, that being said, I did want to talk to you guys about this bag because, like I said, I am selling it, and I would like to share with you guys also how I restored this bag. So I actually bought this bag again off of eBay. It was going for a really good price, but the reason being is that, like I said, it does have some structure loss right here. You can see that it is concaved a little bit inwards, but the other thing was that there were a lot of problems with the leather. It was just super faded, and then also the handles actually had tears in them. I actually can't even really tell where they were anymore because Leather Surgeons actually did such a good job restoring this bag. So yeah, I feel like it definitely doesn't look as old as it did before. And I mean, looking at it on camera, the only thing that I really notice is the fact that it's misshapen a little bit right here, but look how pristine this thing looks. So yeah, that is a tip for you guys if you want to buy vintage bags that aren't in such pristine condition. Leather Surgeons is so amazing. I've actually used them I think 3 times, and every single time I've had a great experience with them. They are so professional, so nice, and if you aren't sure about whether they can restore your bag or not, they will gladly do a quote for you. So yeah, I will leave a link to them down below for you guys as well if you are interested, but that is also a really great option. I mean, a lot of the times bags that aren't in really good condition go on sale for really cheap, and I've never spent more than like a couple $100s at Leather Surgeons, so that could save you a ton of money later on if you do decide to buy a bag that's not in such great condition and get it restored. Another thing that's really awesome about Leather Surgeons is that they will also authenticate your bag. They've worked on so many different brands and so many bags that they are experts at authentication, so if you do go to them and they work on your bag, you'll know that your bag is 100% authentic. So yeah, if you guys are interested in buying this bag, please message message me on Instagram. One thing that I did want to mention though is that the strap that comes with the bag is not authentic. So the person that sold it to us on eBay actually gave us this leather strap that matches actually really well with the bag. I mean, the gold is almost the exact shade, and compared to like an authentic strap, it is really similar, except for the fact that it is a little bit longer, so it will comfortably go crossbody. So yeah, I did want to be transparent and mention that. All right, so let's move on. Now I want to talk to you guys about the pros and the cons of buying vintage. So one of the biggest pros in my opinion is that if you are buying vintage, you can find more like unique pieces and pieces that you don't see too often. So for an example, I will use my vanity case. So although they do sell these vanity cases now, this one totally has a different look with the more subtle CC stitching. And I've actually only seen this exact like shape of vanity case come up a couple of different times because Chanel did change to the more like square boxy vanity case in their recent collection. So yeah, this is still really unique in my opinion, and there are way more unique bags out there if you are looking for vintage ones. The second thing is obviously price. So like I said, I bought this vanity case for about $700, and the new ones that are in this style I'm pretty sure go for $3,600. So after tax you save over $3,000. Crazy for something that's like the exact same look and style as a newer bag. Now another pro I think that people don't think about too often is that the fact that older bags are just made better than newer bags. I don't know what it is, but I do feel like generally, even across brands, older bags have just been made better. If you are in the luxury community and you are familiar with handbags, there have been a lot of complaints about like Louis Vuitton bags. There's more problems with the stitching, more problems with the glazing, and older bags just seem to withstand the test of time. As a direct example, if we look at my Chanel bag, I mean, this thing for being 27 years old still has really good shape and structure, and the lambskin even still looks really good. I mean, there is wrinkling, but honestly, I can't find any scratches on this thing. And obviously I haven't owned it for 27 years, so I don't know how the previous owner took care of it, but I do think that it's amazing that there are like no scratches or anything. Whereas some of the newer bags that I have already show signs of wear from only having them for a couple of months. Now the couple of cons that I can think of are the fact that older bags probably won't come with everything that you get when you buy a brand new bag. You might not get like the authenticity card when you buy them, or the box or the dust bag, just because owners might have lost them through time. The next thing that's probably the biggest con is the authenticity question. Now I will say the thing about buying vintage versus just buying pre-loved is that there has been a rise of like super fakes out there recently. Now a super fake is actually a replica bag that is so good that some people, even experts, cannot tell whether it is fake or real. Now the thing about these bags though is that they only replicate bags that are newer, so anything from the most recent years has the potential to be a super fake when you do buy it from a pre-loved website or buy it online. But I think that vintage bags aren't usually replicated to that extent, because one of the authentication websites that I do use, called Authenticate First, actually don't authenticate any Chanel bags from the recent years, because there are a huge number of super fakes out there that are so good they're really hard to authenticate. But any like vintage bags or bags older than that, they will happily authenticate, and it's easier to tell if they are real or super fake. So if you are looking just at pre-loved bags, buying vintage is actually a little bit more safe, I guess, than even buying like newer pre-loved items. So I feel like that's one point not too many people think about. Alright, speaking of authentication, I actually do have an entire video all about where I buy pre-loved and how to authenticate, so I will link that down for you below as well, but I will briefly talk about it here. So my two favorite websites to get authentication from is actually Authenticate First, like I just mentioned, but like I said, they don't authenticate newer Chanel bags. So if I can't get my bags authenticated there, I do turn to Real Authentication. They will authenticate every single bag from new to old. However, they do charge a little bit more, so I don't go there unless I can't get it authenticated from Authenticate First. So I will link both of those websites down below. And in terms of where I like to buy pre-loved bags, my number one place to buy vintage is actually eBay. Most of the bags that I bought here are from eBay, but you do kind of have to be careful. I mean, use your common sense while looking at these listings. If they seem sketchy or if they seem too good to be true, probably they're fake. And the number one tip that I have for you is actually to look at the seller. If the seller has thousands and thousands and thousands of positive ratings, you can probably trust them. But if there's only like a couple of hundred, I usually try not to buy from those people. So yeah, there are definitely ways to make eBay shopping a little bit safer. Now the other places that I like to buy from are Fashionphile and Yoogi's Closet. I actually don't think I mentioned it, but this bag that I have is actually from Yoogi's Closet. And the reason why I trust these websites is because they do have in-house experts on authentication that will authenticate the bag for you, and they are just generally really trusted websites, so I highly recommend those places. But like I said, if you are looking for a full length, like how to buy pre-loved and where to authenticate, I will leave a link to the video that I did a couple of months ago all about that, where I go through everything really extensively. Alright, that was all for my video. I really hope that you enjoyed it. If you are a fan of vintage and pre-loved bags, please let me know in the comment section down below. If you are a fan of vintage bags, I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope that you found this information a little bit useful, and I hope that you just liked looking at my vintage bags. If you liked this video, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up, and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I do upload videos every single week. And yeah, with that, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!